I love you, Allah.
So I'd like to share with you all a beautiful statement from Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. He says that إِنَّ اللَّهَ أَخْفَى إِثْنَتَيْن فِي إِثْنَتَيْن. Allah has concealed, Allah has hidden two within two. Allah has hidden two within two. And those two things are connected to one another. So إِنَّ اللَّهَ أَخْفَى إِثْنَتَيْن فِي إِثْنَتَيْن. He said that Allah has hidden two within two. He said He has hidden His pleasure within His good deeds, so you don't know which of your good deeds is going to attain His pleasure. So what that does essentially is it keeps you in pursuit of those good deeds. You keep on doing those good deeds because you don't know which of those good deeds is going to be the one that earns you Allah's pleasure. And so you continue to do those good deeds. Then he said, and Allah has hidden His friends, His awliya, amongst His ibad, amongst His servants. And so you don't know which of the servants of Allah is one of His friends. This is an incredible statement, right? Because in Islam, we don't have a hierarchy of spirituality. We have a hierarchy of knowledge. We've got scholars and lay people. They've got judges in history. You've got people that obviously are in tune with the tradition and that give advice, nasiha, based on the tradition. You have scholars that teach the tradition. But at the end of the day, you don't know if the teacher or the student is better in the sight of Allah. You don't know if the speaker or the listener is better in the sight of Allah. You don't know if the person who has a place of prominence or the person that's in the corner of the masjid is the one that is prominent in the sight of God. You have no idea which person is a wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is a friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Like someone who has attained that station. You don't know which person it is. And it could be that in society, as the Prophet ﷺ, had seen this in front of his eyes and actually quizzed the companions. He asked the companions, what do you say about this person? And then what do you say about this person? And for one person who's very prominent, who has a great position in society, they spoke very highly. Another person who was very quiet, kind of obscure, and they spoke low of him. But the Prophet ﷺ said that person is better than an earthful of the former, right? So you don't know which person is a wali of Allah, is a friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one of His close chosen friends. And the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man 'aada li waliya faqad aadantuhu bil harb." That Allah has said that whoever takes one of my friends as his enemy, then I will wage war on that person on behalf of my friend. So you don't know who you're messing with, literally, when you're messing with someone, when you are wronging someone, and when you are belittling someone, because that might be a person that is favored in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that has a high position with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What's the connection between these two statements? Well, the first one is Allah has hidden His pleasure within His good deeds. The second one is Allah has hidden those whom He is pleased with amongst His servants. And so Allah has hidden His pleasure, and Allah has hidden those whom He is pleased with. Allah has hidden His pleasure, and Allah has hidden those whom He is pleased with. What's the connection between the two? Well, for one, when it comes to our good deeds, we do not belittle a single good deed because that might be the good deed that attains Allah's pleasure, that earns us Allah's pleasure. And two, we don't belittle any person in front of us and how we treat that person because that person might be one of those whom Allah is highly pleased with. And so honoring that person attains us a greater honor in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you're treating someone with honor that Allah has honored as well. So whether that's the person, in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the woman that cleans the masjid, that people, didn't really look too closely at, right? Whoever it is, you have no idea who that person is that is honored in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so don't belittle good deeds, and don't belittle good deeds to people that have been belittled in society. Okay? So it's not just لا تحقرن من المعروف شيئا, belittling the good deeds. We think that this person is worth more of my time than that person. Okay? Or this person is someone that I should worry about more than that. No, right? Because you don't know who amongst the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is most treasured and most high. And the beauty of this is that that person might not even know that they're a wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They might not even know that they're one of those chosen friends of God. Because they're in the first category of people that are doing a bunch of good deeds, and they don't know at what point they unlocked Allah's pleasure on themselves and became one of those awliya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they're still turning away doing those good deeds, because that's how you become a wali. You don't become a wali because you're born to a family. You don't become a wali because you just wake up one day and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says you're going to be a wali, right? You become a wali because of doing sincere good deeds and developing that relationship with Allah. So you become a wali because you're in the first category of people that is in pursuit of Allah's pleasure, that is hidden within those good deeds, and you keep doing those good deeds. And then you enter into the second category, right? At some point, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us all amongst His awliya. May Allah make us all amongst His awliya. May Allah make us all amongst His awliya. Allahumma ameen. Each and every single one of us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count us amongst His friends. Allahumma ameen.